Spider-Loc Most Easty is the tag everywhere on all social media. Baymac.bigcartel.com for the clothing. Shout out 2 Shares, Franz Farabini. Spider-Loc Most Easty, the YouTube channel. We got that posted at the trap video up right now. We got What's Happening posted up right now. Active posted right now. All going coming soon. Politicking the EP on all platforms.
You ever, encounter any type of situations like being out there? I'm pretty sure, like dealing with the police in that type of manner where you may have thought that it was going to get ugly.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you, keep it real. We are in a condition of cowardice, even myself, because goddamn right, I've been violated, disrespected by the police, and I tucked my tail. Just based on the fact that I know I can't win as an individual. Losing sight of the martyr idea or what a dying exhibition of courage might do for the whole movement, I done let the police disrespect me plenty of time right here in the bottom of the beach, man. That's what they do. Right here in these environments, they pull it. I left the motherfucking car lot with a brand new car, drove 5 minutes from Long Beach to Compton. Police blurt me, pull me over, walk up on the side of the car with the windows down, reach in, grab my wrist and tell me turn the car off and get out. I say, why? They say you got paper plates. I said, I just left the car lot 5 minutes ago. All the paperwork's in the glove compartment. They didn't give a fuck. They pulled me out, gaffled me up, put me in the back seat. And when I got to talking to them and going off on them and having them interchange with me in conversation, the bottom line was they did it because they wanted to and they could.
Mm.
And I think they deserve to be spat upon and maybe kicked or something, but I didn't do all that. I sat there, talked my little shit, and then they let me out the car and I got on. But that's where we live. You could drive outside of our areas into any other white area. We don't go through that.
Right.
Then in these same areas, my mother doesn't go through that. My woman doesn't go through that. It's only black men that look like they're not senior citizens. Anybody driving and you're not a senior citizen, you're a black male around here, they treat you any old kind of way, my nigga.
Yeah. That's real. That's like I always say, it feel like it don't matter if you are out here, quote unquote, in the streets and doing crime, or even if you a black man that went and got his PhD, for some reason to the police, you always gonna look like a threat. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be out here getting it the legal way and everything, and pull up in, like you say, pull up in a new Benz. They automatically look at how he get that. He don't suppose to have that type of mentality. He must be doing something wrong to have it, because we know this is set up for him not to get it. How did he get it? You know what I'm saying? So it's like a double-edged sword. Living out here, because that was a discussion we was kind of having on my Instagram the other day. I put up a video of a young guy got pulled over, and he was just talking crazy shit to the police.
Hey, nah, man, I have my seatbelt on. You can try that bullshit. I have my seatbelt on, nigga.
Okay.
So what?
Are you refusing to sign?
Do I have to sign it?
I'm giving you the option to sign it. Are you refusing?
Do I have to sign it? If I don't sign it, will I go to jail?
Are you refusing to sign it?
If I don't sign it, will I go to jail?
No.
Are you sure?
What did I just say?
So if I don't sign it, you will not pull me out this car and take me to jail?
That is correct.
You will not issue a warrant out later so they can take me to jail later?
If you do not comply with the citation or appear in court
boy,
on
your
the
breath
assigned
stink
date,
like ass, man. On my mama, nigga.
You will have a warrant.
All right, man, give me the fucking shit, man.
Okay, are you going to sign it or no?
I'ma sign it, you dumbass nigga, duh. What you thought, nigga? If I said give me it, I'ma sign it, nigga.
Well, then sign it, sir.
Give me the fucking pen, man. I don't want to reach in your hand and you pop me. You mother.
And one person left a comment like, oh yeah, that's what people should do to the police. Fuck them crackers, this and that, blah, blah, blah. And then 99% of everybody else, even myself, I'm like, man, when I get pulled over, just give me my ticket. If I decide to fight it, I'll fight it later. You know what I'm saying? But I want to make it back home to my family. Now, I don't know if
right.
I felt, even when I put that up, I'm like, this probably going to be an unpopular opinion, because especially the state that we going in, you know, what we in right now, just give me my ticket, let me go, instead of arguing with you. Because like you said, I'm in a lose-lose situation. I can't win this battle unless I'm gonna just do some crazy shit and then have to be on the run.
That's what I want to add it in. I forgot to add in earlier my statement. What they do is they tell you, I don't care how intelligent I speak to them to let them know they're out of line. They tell me they can do me like this because we're in a high crime environment, a high crime area. And they quote a little case law, and that's what it is. We're not intelligent enough to even know if the case law is appropriate. But they'll say so-and-so versus so-and-so, I could do this. And then I've seen people on the internet, like, have appropriate responses and never get out their car. But the fact that I'm a two-time loser, I already feel like it's not going to work out for me. I've had the sheriffs like, all right, we'll call a sergeant out then. Because I know from being in the streets long enough, you can demand a sergeant to come out. So, but I stopped doing that because the sergeant come out and all they do is agree with the motherfucking police that was already there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They come out, they're going to mediate and be fair, listen to you. And then they say, well, based on what I've heard, you still have to comply with the officer's request. So this shit is just I say, what we need to do, these areas that are heavily populated by us that are considered high crime areas, we got to do our best as individuals to either get out of these areas or we got to reconstruct them. Because I see gentrification is in full effect around here. Every time a black leaves out of a residence, there's not a black to replace them, bro.
Yeah.
There's construction going on every corner. The potholes we've been crying about all our lives are getting filled up everywhere, my nigga.
Yeah.
Brand new. They putting big-ass shopping centers, fly shit. They talking about the NFL's coming to Carson. The NFL is coming to Inglewood. All that shit y'all hear about, the crime areas is all in between there. They want niggas out of here.
Yeah. And it's like, see, I wonder, like, so even if we move somewhere, you know, they moving us, not even like purposely wanting to move, or even for the ones that's wanting to move. What do you think as far as like just the dynamic or the relationship between each other, taking just gangs out of it, period, just on a day-to-day basis with the issues that we have within each other? What do you think where the start should be at, you know, because the only way we can overcome the oppression of the system is unity within us, but then that seems like that's a whole nother story, and some people say, oh, that's coon talk, when we should be focusing on what they doing to us.
I think the gangs have gotten so saturated that the lack of the gang violence is going to come without the gangs actually ceasing to exist. I think the fact that so many people are participating on such a watered-down level and coexisting and attending the same functions without any violence is kind of taking the sting out of even the gang affiliation. So I think that's going to kind of like water down the actual black-on-black crime constantly. It already has. So I don't know how you would start a movement of just stop saying Crip, stop saying blood. That's almost like stop saying nigga.
Right.
I don't think we have to stop saying niggas and necessarily stop being quote-unquote niggas. Because I feel like there's nothing more powerful than take a word that was used to just destroy your whole soul, mentality, and everything that you exist, and then take that word and flip it and make it so fly that the very people that used it to try to destroy you now want the right to be called one themselves. And that's such a powerful effect to be able to have on anything as black people. I think we just have to internalize everything that is ill with us. And if we focus on it together, we're going to come with a solution. Because outside input and what this person or those group of people might have to say what we need to do is going to keep us confused, bro. We all get in the same room, and we are talking about theoretically and have this conversation amongst ourselves, because nobody wants to see their son, their nephew, their brother, or their father killed behind this shit. And if you look at every black man as one of those because they are that to your brother, that's when we got to start looking at this shit, man.
Yeah. Do you ever find yourself, or, you know, where the younger ones in the rap game or not, you know what I'm saying, come up to you to try to get advice? Because there's always this big discussion about the, you know, the gap between the generations. The young ones say, oh, the OGs don't give us no game, and then vice versa say, oh, y'all don't want to listen. Like, what's your thoughts on that?
Well, I can always say niggas like Dub C, Ice Cube, Mac 10, even with the shit I went through with Snoop, it was times Master P these are the OGs in the game as far as music is concerned that I could always pick up the phone and get some game from. I think that the gap between the G's now and the youngster now is the smallest gap that has ever been. I mean, it's almost not no gap. It's like the mentalities of our people have been so dwarfed that the teenagers and the 30-something-year-olds are talking just like each other.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's kind of hard. You walk into a pack of niggas, it's hard to tell who 18 and who 30.
Right. And I wonder, is that now, with saying that, it ain't a big difference between maybe how, the language, addressing, do you think that's what's possibly making them not want to listen? Or do you think that you still run into situation?
You got a hard time listening to somebody who is basically at the same spot in the race as you are, and they've had 10, 15, maybe 20 years to be running. But I'm going to listen to you for if I got a flyer car just as fly as you. I'm smoking just as much weed as you. My shoes switch up. My shoe game is just as cold as yours. My belt game. I got bitches. I'm having money. What am I listening to you for? And this is the mentality of the average young nigga.
Right.
See, the dope game is over. Ain't no bunch of crack out here on these streets. So it ain't no bunch of niggas, everybody on every corner running around with no pocket full of money. Now, have some money nowadays. It's money around, but you got to get up and go get it. You're not just going to sit on your ass and a bunch of smokers going to come bring you cash.
Right.
It's not happening. So young niggas, they not looking at any older nigga that they know getting some money basically is going to work. And unless you thinking about going to work, you're not really getting no game from no older niggas in the streets out here because the older niggas don't know what to do. It's the niggas that's out here right now that's knowing how to get this new money because old niggas knew how to sell crack. Ain't no crack selling, my nigga.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
young niggas it's a new twist out here with these new licks out here, it's new games out here, you feel me?
Yeah. As far as on some music, what did you say?
Okay, go ahead.
No,
go ahead.
No, I was gonna say on some music tip, like what's the works of the new Baymac? Is that gonna be an album, EP?
No, it's an EP just dropped this week called Politicking. Baymac is the lifestyle, the movement, not only the label, it's the clothing line. Baymac.bitcartel.com. You go get your fly gear right there. It's also the label. It's also the lifestyle. It's just be about your money at all costs. If you ain't about your money in this society, you really ain't about nothing. So it's kind of like we was in a Monopoly game. You got to have your money to play Monopoly. Living in America is a Monopoly game. You got to have your money, man. So we Baymacking all day, every day. If you get up and go to work at a school, a job, an office, on a construction site, you are a Baymacker. No matter anybody that get up every day and do what they got to do to get their money is Baymacking. So I feel like not only is something that I internalize, I feel like anybody that encounters the concept of Baymacking feel like it's something they can grasp.
Right, definitely. And the album,
nobody to pay with their money.
Not at all. No, that's real. And the project that you got out right now, you say it's out everywhere where people can get it?
All platforms. The new EP is Politicking. Also, I just dropped this week the Lost Takes on all platforms. But Politicking, I just want to give you the lineup of the niggas that I'm proud to be working with. They up and coming. West Coast Staples, my nigga Fastlane Fig, a.k.a. Fig Newton, Trey Legend, G5, Pipe the Snipe, Dash Dillinger, the OG on that motherfucker, long time coming. We finally got one in. T-Fo, Compton AD, Slim 400, Silent J on some production, my nigga The Chill on some production. If I forget anybody, please forgive me. I love all y'all. That shit is slapper. Politicking, go get it now. We got 4 videos already out. Oh, the Outlaws on that thing. Posted at the Trap featuring the Outlaws. We got What's Happening, Slim 400, and Compton AD. All Gone video coming up real soon. The teaser is out now, but I also got the active video with K9 the Boss and C-Heck. They also on the project, so Politicking is going up. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Spiderlook Most Easty, as well as my Instagram. That's where I'm at. We got a lot of shit coming up in the future. Shooting film. Shout out for Arada for Life Film Production Company. My nigga J Fifth. We just functioning. Shout out Eastside Herb. I gotta say what up to my little brother in Arizona, Derek. Love you, bro. Shout out Big Spider. We just getting money, man. Just trying to stay active, proactive, and positive.
Right. And I see with the different names that you named on that album, you know, it's a mixture of different people, different, you know, neighborhoods, different sides. I'm pretty sure to be from California, that's a beautiful thing where everybody is willing to, you know, really much deal with each other when it comes to making this music.
Yes. That's one thing the rest of the country has to say. We always have been at least that responsible with the way we displayed the musical game. You know, shouts out to Mac 10, Ice Cube. Even before that, Leon Haywood, and it was putting the Banging on Wax projects together, even though it was flip sides. We never have actually allowed this music and this gang banging to cross up to where it caused a problem. Suge Knight had a movement in front of the whole world where Crips and Bloods were working in unison. I want y'all to know that the misconception that Crips and Bloods just hate each other is a misconception. We hate each other about as much as the New England Patriots and the motherfucking Buffalo Bills do. But when we get out there to go to war, we just go to war. Warriors love the activities of war. And when you fall in love with the activities of war and the concepts of war, you have to have an enemy. You know, it's just like how when you go over there to fight Vietnam, I've seen movies where they go in there slaughtering shit. When they get down to the last row and them niggas throw their hands up and put the guns down, they don't kill them. So, you know, it's like Alexander the Great. It was said that as while he was on his conquest of conquering the world, they was just cutting heads off, fucking shit up. He said, but his men were so bloodthirsty that once they conquered everything, they start fighting each other and just sticking their swords on each other. So I think the tribal warriorism in us, this gangbanging appealed to it, and it started a snowball that was out of control. But I don't think black people had the capacity to hate each other. I think we've been fooled to believe we hate each other. We really love each other. The whole world loves us. The whole world is attempting to emulate and mimic everything we do. And if we can stop and start looking at each other, when we look at each other, let's look at the space between us as a mirror, and let's see the things that make us alike and start loving each other, man. I've been guilty of not doing it as well. I'm not speaking from a position of authority or leadership with this. I'm saying let's all start to do it better together. I want to hold myself more accountable as well.
Word. That's real. You know, I'm hoping with more individuals, you know, like yourself, that is in position where people do follow your movements and look up to you in a certain type of fashion, where these type of words will help change, even as 1 or 2 or 100, you know, slowly but surely, so we're not in the same position 100 years later talking about, you know, the same thing from the same position, you know.
Chances are you're going to have a son, and you don't want your son to be in the streets and a pack of niggas approaching him with some energy he can't handle because they want to know where he from and want to do something to him behind that bullshit. You don't want to leave that for your... I got an 11-year-old son who I attempt my hardest to raise as just a straight young man, no gang affiliation. Of course, I cannot hide who I am. He is fully aware. But he looks like a young man. He's 11. He looks a little older than he could be, but we walked into a gas station, Mini Mart together. He kind of went to the back to get him something to drink. We put it together. But some young teenage niggas that was gangbangers, they like banged on me real hard. And like I was with my 11-year-old son, walked up on the scene. I didn't necessarily turn it down. I knew I was in an environment that was friendly to my gang, so I didn't anticipate it getting out of hand once I told them where I was from. But I kind of felt bad that my son witnessed this happening. But it's like it really made me do a lot of thinking, because as we was driving away, I said, I asked him, was you scared? He was like, no. I said, what was you thinking? He was like, shit, I was ready to fight. I love my little nigga, my junior, but it's just like he didn't really understand what was going on, but he knew it was that bullshit, you feel me?
Right, yeah.
So, and I hate the fact that that's the temperature out here. So, you know, I just, you know, I call on all my counterparts and all my peers, my nigga, just based on that type of shit, my niggas, we got to do better, my niggas, you feel me?
Right.
We got to do better.
Like, is that your only child?
No, I have 6 children, 3 boys, 3 girls. My boys are 10. They're not twins, 2 10s and 1 11. My girls are, one is 6, the other is 15, the other is 18.
Well, congratulations.
Yeah, got the right ones. Appreciate it.
How did that, you know, be going into fatherhood? Did you start having kids in your 20s or younger?
No, in my 20s, yes. Early 20s.
Okay. How did parenting, change you up? Did it change you overnight towards your outlook towards things, or was it gradual?
With the girls, it didn't change me much at all. I don't know why, but it just seemed like I was able to just still be myself and love my daughters. What happened was, I noticed the main changes is when I had the young men, and I was more responsible of setting an example of what to copy.
Yeah.
An example, when I found myself trying to show them what they be through example, I started seeing myself just making natural changes without even thinking about it. And I thank God for the process of life, because I've never had to try to be better for my boys or tried to do better. Once I knew they was watching and they were copying, I just started making different decisions. And I see that's how it works, and I appreciate that. And it even got to a point where, my hiatus from the rap game was kind of like triggered by my desire to be available and accountable to getting them a solid foundation set. And because they weren't all under the same roof, and I wasn't in just a direct relationship that was able to help me just channel all that, it was kind of sporadic here and there. I kind of had to fall back to make myself more accessible to them. And thus, now that foundation is somewhat set, I feel more comfortable being less accessible and more accessible to what my obligations to push my career would be. So we back on this campaign. I had to actually ask my young niggas if it's okay for me to turn back into a gangster rapper, because I was kind of confused and bamboozled who I was supposed to be in their eyesight, and I was just trying to be their daddy, trying to be Curtis, a good guy, a goofy guy, and carry myself like that as much as possible, so I won't never give them the idea that it was cool to be what we consider cool or a thug or a gangster. And I think I was giving them a kind of a slightly misconception of who I was. So once I started realizing they were getting exposed to, they go over to cousin house, they have older brothers, older sisters, they getting exposed to some of my past on YouTube and shit from other people. I'm not really fooling them anyway. I had to just get at them like, look, I'm daddy. I'm the goofy daddy y'all know. But guess what? When I go to work, I know how to be a cold gangster, and I could go get some beans for us. And they gave me permission to put my gangster jacket back on. So that's why you see me located a bit more than I have been in the past years, because my kids gave me permission. They promised me they won't follow footsteps either.
Word. Well, it's good that y'all, had that type of communication line where that, that door is open for you to speak to them and they understand, and, vice versa. You know what I mean? I think that's a gift a gift within itself. Because a lot of people don't have that type of. I think some parents try to hide it to the point where then when the kids find out, they maybe feel like they've been lied to, or betrayed in some type of way. As far as having daughters and seeing the times that we live in right now, like the world is. I was born in '81, so now 2018, the world is totally different than me growing up during the '80s and '90s and stuff like that. Like for your daughters with this, I'm not going to necessarily talk about like just the Me Too movement, but just with the women empowerment movement going on and everything. Like, how do you think that's something that your daughters, you want them to go off into the lane of what we see, how the world is going now, or you kind of give them the game still from a guy perspective, but still want them to wear the jacket as a woman?
It's such a hard to find out, decide exactly your position on some of these issues. As a male, when you have female children, it's just really such a balancing trick. It's crazy, because I remember my daughter, who just recently graduated high school in 10th grade, she was actually accosted by an individual, groped her on the bus, on a city bus. And
you said bumped her on a city bus?
No, he actually reached out and touched her and squeezed on her.
Mm-hmm.
Squeezed on her, a grown man. And it was a full bus, but he did it to the point where she was froze. She couldn't scream or do none of that shit. So the only thing she could manage to do was to start a video on her cell phone that he couldn't notice, that just toward her thigh where he was trying to touch her, and she recorded his hand doing the bullshit, and he didn't really realize it. So I remember the type of rage I felt just knowing she went through that and not being able to save her from being on that bus totally. She had to get back on it eventually. And I remember her calling me, telling me she see the same dude. Oh, if you can imagine how I broke my neck to catch this bus on the route, my nigga, and I didn't quite catch it in time, but the fact that she was actually approached like that and I couldn't do nothing to help her, I got to be able to support whatever a female, such as my daughter, says she needs for her to be safe out here. I don't give a fuck. Me Too is the movement, then Me Too. You feel me? I'm with whatever she with, my nigga. I have had to have my whole concept on women and the way they dress and a lot of things challenged because coming up, you see, like you say, from we came up, stretch pants that we see commonly today would be considered disgusting, inappropriate, and they'd be for hoes only. You wouldn't be able to wear those. So as they became popular in the last 10, 15 years, my daughter, because they were popular, I couldn't stop her from wearing them, but I made sure you always had something tied over your waist or you had a shirt that covered up your ass, just bottom line.
Right.
And now that she's a graduate from high school and we went out to eat the other night, I guess she feel like I ain't got to stick to them rules no more. It was just crazy walking behind her into the restaurant. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, it's out of my hands now. I can't mandate her to do anything different, and she's not doing anything so different. Everybody's doing it, but just to me as an individual, I have to learn to accept something that I actually don't approve of. So it's all about growing, I guess.
Right, yeah. Cause I just had my first child. She's only 1 now, so I got some years. I know you're supposed to start, as young as possible once they can start comprehending, but I haven't got to that point yet.
Hey, from you being from our time frame, with the morals I know you possess, and the way the world is, boy, you waited this late, your daughter in trouble. I know daddy ain't playing.
Yeah.
Shit is so way out, and you got that mentality I had with my first daughter back then. Yeah, you gonna have, oh man. How about the mom? She pretty liberal or is she old fashioned?
She's super overprotective. Like she super babyer. I see where it's gonna be where I will be the disciplinary. I'm more militant with things, just how my pops and everybody, my uncles and everybody was, you know what I'm saying? I just hope it don't end up causing a conflict. Like, we all in the same household, but I hope it don't cause a conflict where it's like, oh, daddy the mean one. So I got to find that balance. And it's not that I'm being mean. It's just like I pretty much know what you're going to face dealing with us when you get older. You know what I mean? I want you to see things for what it is. I still want you to be a woman, but I want you to see things through our eyes too. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to be naive and gullible out here.
If you don't mind, if I give you any advice, all I would suggest is whatever disagreements you and your woman have on parenting, discuss them before you approach the child. Always approach the child if you can as a united front. I think that goes a long way, bro.
Yeah.
Once the kids see they can play one child against the other and get their way this way and the other, you set yourself up for chaos as parents, man. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't no motherfucking advisor, but you say it's your first one. I've been at it for a while. If I could share anything, I'd like to share that. That's it.
Word, definitely. I'm assuming you have faced that, like, personally to be able to see.
Oh, yes. Yes, bro. Yes. And I also saw how I was raised without my father in the household, and yet my mama never challenged, and my daddy wasn't, like, around like that, like, all the time. But still, my mama had nothing but amazing things to say about him. Only thing that she might not have promoted that he was involved in was the fact that my mother was a stout Christian, so anything he did that went against those traditions, she couldn't just condone, but, yeah, it's like...
Right.
I know my parenting situations, my nigga, I've had a lot of influence in situations, but then you'll run into a disgruntled female and she'll just purposely not support something that you really feel strongly about, and you'll have to watch it not be established. And she really doesn't feel one way or the other, but just because she's spiteful towards you and she feel like you won't appreciate it, she'll allow your children to be involved in things that they really don't need to be involved with, man. Or allow them to make decisions that are not best for them in order to spite you.
Yeah. And were you was able to overcome all that, or you still face those battles today?
I say today I lost some battles. I believe that I'm going to win the war. I think in the long run, I've been blessed with pretty good counterparts in all my co-parenting situations, and I think deep down we all want the same thing, what's best for the child. At different times, different emotions and shit make you lose sight of what the overall objective is. But I think once, everybody fall back and analyze everything thoroughly, that we'd be all on the same track. Let's get these kids healthy, grown, you know, and from up under our houses, our roofs. That's what we after. That's it.
Word. You definitely. Did any of the different, how did, as far as now coming back into the rap game, like as far as your approach to things now, and maybe do you have any regrets from anything that you went through, you know, was it all a learning experience as far as maybe the different trials and tribulations or different beefs with different rappers back in the day? Like, what's your approach now coming back into the streaming era?
I'm more just concerned. Like last time I came into the game on this major scene, I was connected with other people and their situations and their emotions and their feelings and their relationships or the lack thereof. And it was this time I'm coming back as an individual solely. It's all about me and mine. I don't give a fuck what nobody else got to say, what they think or what they got going on. Nobody beefs with nobody else affects me, and I appreciate that part of this time in the game.
Right. Do any of the things that you speak on your IG Live, you know, ever, I know you say you speak on just facts and not opinions and stuff like that. Do any of the stuff like the fans ask, do that ever cause situations to like bring back up old beef and stuff like that? Because I know the other day I heard you were speaking.
Yeah. Oh, go ahead. In specific, you heard me speaking on what?
Saying that you were the one that made the game cover up his butterfly tattoo. Like, when people ask you things or when you speak on stuff like that now, do that rekindle beefs or people know that you just speaking?
Yes. I can't say for everybody because the same way you just presented both sides of what people could assume, I'm sure people assume both. I'm no longer concerned with nobody assumes because what the fuck would the Bible writers look like wondering what people was going to think about leaving Judas, what he did in there.
Right.
I don't give a fuck what a nigga think. If you did some whole shit and I remember it and it's Throwback Thursday, guess what? I'm going to remember that whole shit on Throwback Thursday. Fuck who feel about it. I'm not making it up. What I'm supposed to be signed up to keep secrets for all the whole niggas in the world?
Right. Yeah.
I'm not participating in no conspiracy to make sure all the whole shit that these whole niggas did is never spoke on again. I like to think about the good and the bad, reflect on the good and the bad. I've made plenty of mistakes. Sometimes if I have a chance, the opportunity to think about them, I think about them, laugh at them, and reflect on those as well. I'm not going to stray away from doing it on those others that I played a part in. I witnessed up close. Those are the type of things that you remember on Throwback Thursday. I wonder why everybody gets so sensitive about my Throwback Thursdays. You feel me?
Right.
Ain't that the whole thing about Throwback Thursdays, for to throw your thoughts back to a time that was?
Yeah.
Shit, it ain't no secret that I made the nigga cover up the motherfucking tattoo. I mean, we all saw it happen.
Yeah.
What else would cover it up? Why would he cover it up before it even healed, my nigga?
I don't know. Like, I really don't. For me,
don't say that. Don't say that, Hicks, man. Don't say that. You're raising a daughter, and a 1-year-old daughter. You have to know, if you can look at the time frame where this nigga was comfortable putting that butterfly on it, how I responded, and then he covered it up, my nigga. Only he can insert another reason for covering it up. Anybody else being objective knows he covered it up because I got on that ass.
Yeah. Yeah.
He can make up whatever reason. You can make up any hypothetical reason. But we saw what happened, my nigga. You was bold enough to put it on there. I got on that ass and he covered it up. Bottom line.
Yeah. I think maybe because the way you carry yourself and your authenticity that people know come with dealing with Spider Loc, maybe that's the reason why people take it more serious. Maybe if it was coming from someone's mouth where people didn't respect what they say or they know that this person, because you don't come off as a person that's trolling for attention how some people do online. So people take what you possibly take what you say like, oh no, this nigga speaking the truth, and that may be the reason why they take it a little bit more serious.
I'm glad you used that term trolling because I have participated in some trolling recently, and I only feel comfortable doing it because this nigga Curtis does it so much, and he's always in somebody's business discussing how Jay-Z didn't handle Benny Siegel correctly, far as it's more than just label shit, this real nigga shit, this nigga holler rock for life, you don't handle him like that. And you so comfortable discussing all that, Curtis, but what about you and Curtis? That's how you handle Curtis. This is G-Unit for death, though. Not rock for life, G-Unit for death, though. discuss your issues or how you don't handle a real nigga correctly, my nigga. Fuck Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel. Business, that ain't your business, nigga. What about the low Curtis? From Curtis to Curtis. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. I've seen some people, I don't, and you know, me from the outside looking in, just as an interviewer, some people said maybe the connection was wanting to try to get protection out there at that time, and then when he felt like he maybe didn't need no protection after he blew up and got money or whatever, that's the reason why the distance came.
Concept. Let me tell you something. That's a naive concept. When I met 50 Cent, he was heavily saturated with the Gray Street Watts Crips, nigga. You can't feel no safer in L.A. than being with the Gray Streets. No one spot of low can't make you feel more safer than the whole Jordan Down projects. I'm sorry, brother. So that's just internet, out-of-town people looking from the outside looking in. 50 I couldn't keep, what I'm going to keep them safe from? The whole Gray Street Crips? Stop it, not me.
Yeah.
I'm just little old me, my nigga. I got bars. That nigga met me in a few moments. I rapped a cappella, nigga, and everything happened from there, my nigga. It wasn't no analyzing me being tough or none of that, my nigga. He offered me a deal because I rapped and drowned him out a cappella right then and there on the spot.
We're going through that situation then, would that affect now you plan on trying to stay independent, or would you go back into another deal after what you experienced then?
I mean, independent or major is going to be the right decision regardless, based on terms. Right now I'm independent and I'm satisfied and I'm happy with the momentum and the progress. I have a team of investors that are almost eliminating the need for a major influence on the situation. The only thing I would like to partner with somebody on the major side is just for expertise. But financially, we good.
Right. Definitely. And then before we get up out of here, is there any last things that you want to say? Any, put out your social media again and everything else?
Spider Loc Most Easty is the tag everywhere on all social media. Baymac.bigcartel.com for the clothing. Shout out 2 Shares, Franz Farabini. Spider Loc Most Easty, the YouTube channel. We got that posted at the trap video up right now. We got What's Happening posted up right now. Active posted right now. All going coming soon. Politicking the EP on all platforms. Hard copies. Get at Trap LA on Instagram. He got special edition hard copy. Shout out to my nigga Crash. Shout out to Eastside Herb, by the way, gang, at all costs. Big Pen, what it do? Loving Butler home. The bag done touched down, y'all. Niggas in trouble. If you don't know who he is, go do your research. Shout out Big Meats. And we just get money. Mark Dog, what it do? Puto. We gonna eat, my nigga. It's at all costs over here. Fuck the rest. You either with us or against us.